Okay. We are still in the same time period. The, what is it, 1550s to like 1800s, okay? But we need to look a little bit at the Enlightenment. Okie dokie? Okay. What does it mean to be enlightened? Because what should have just popped into your head is probably Buddhist enlightenment, because you learned that already. Yeah, that's not really what we mean. We're not necessarily talking about a spiritual thing in this situation. Guys, when you are enlightened, you have just discovered something. Okay? Have you seen, like, in cartoons when somebody gets an idea suddenly and they get the little ding light bulb on top of their head? They have been enlightened. Yeah? You get enlightened every day. You may not realize it, but you do. Hopefully, maybe some of you just did. Hopefully, if not, you will in a minute about Thomas Hobbes and John Locke. Hold on. Sorry. You learn something. Yeah? Okay. The Enlightenment is going to be this period where suddenly it feels like everybody is a genius. Okay, no, duh. It's just because we're talking about these people. Every year, kids are like, are people just smarter now? No, it's not that they're smarter. They are more educated, but not necessarily smarter. We've also just had the period of absolutism, and a lot of these people are pushing against absolutism. They don't really like that one man controls every single thing. So a lot of these absolute thinkers, a lot of these guys and ladies, they want freedoms for people. To us, the things that they're gonna want are so like, don't you just get that? No. Your government has to purposefully give it to you. Yeah, we have these things, but did they? No. These are things like, oh, I was about to tell you something. I don't want to tell you that yet. Enlightenment thinkers, they believed in things like, so freedoms, individuality, having the right to reason. That means think things. They believe in progress. A lot of the Enlightenment thinkers are our liberals of the time. Okay, and remember, liberal doesn't necessarily mean what it does today. It's not quite the same, but they were some of the more like progressive thinkers of the time. Okay, that being said, I want you to look at this word. It is not spelled wrong. I told you this when we did our vocab. And every year I have kids that think it's spelled wrong, and so they put an R here. There is no R. That is correct. The word is philosoph. Philosoph. Say it. Philosoph. The philosophs are philosophers, but French philosophers of the time. Okay, listen. Technically, the only philosophs are the French guys. If you want to get real specific. However, people often lump in the English guys of the time, Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, all those guys, because I mean they're not French, okay? But they are doing the exact same thing that the French government thinkers are doing. So we kind of lump them in all together. And I will tell you this, in historical circles, if you say, well, the philosophers believe blah 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 blah, a historian in their head, because you put an R on the end of that word, automatically thinks, oh, okay, the Greek philosophers, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Got it. If you don't put an R on it, if you say the philosophers believed, a historian will automatically go, oh, okay, we're not talking about the ancient Greek and Roman guys, we're talking about the English and French government guys in the 16 and 1700s. Got it. Even into the 18. That's okay. Got it. The two words are going to mean different time periods and a different group of people. So does it matter if you put an R on the end of that word? Yes, it does. Okay. Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes was alive in England during the English Civil War. Okay. He sees, where is he? He sees Charles I beheaded. And he lives through all that chaos and drama. Look at the dates. His dates. He dies in 1679. So look. I don't think I put their dates on there. Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry. But he lives through all this drama. He sees all this English craziness that has just happened that we talked about for the last few days in class. And as a result, point of view matters. He believes that people are just naturally selfish by nature. We want what we want, and we will do anything to get it. Do you believe that? He says that because we're naturally selfish, naturally, it's human nature, we can't change it. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. This is Thomas Hobbes. It just dawned on me that I don't have his picture up. That's Thomas Hobbes, okay? Naturally evil, naturally selfish, okay? He says, since it's natural, we can't change it. We can put a mask on it. Yeah. He writes several books, but his most famous book is called The Leviathan. Do you know what a Leviathan is? It's a sea monster, basically. I always have some kids that know and some that don't. It's a sea monster, okay? And he says, look, because we're naturally selfish, the government should control us. He actually gives some merit to the idea that absolute rule should be a thing. He says, listen, the goal, the purpose of the government should be to keep people in line, to control you and keep you in line with their laws. And if they're not doing that, it's going to be chaos. Most of my students hate Hobbes. I mean, we're American. To us, we don't want absolute rule at all. I get that. But do you understand why he feels that way? Do you understand why he has that point of view? He lived through all that chaos. He doesn't want to see it again. And he says, look, government, stop letting the people decide things for themselves. They don't know what they want. They don't know what's right. Everything is selfish. You run things. He says the best form of government is one man rule, absolutely. Yep, absolute rule. It's the way to go. Well, there is a contemporary to him. Now, John Locke is a little bit younger. Here is John Locke. If you look at their dates, John Locke is also alive. I'll show you John Locke's date in a minute. 1649 is the death of Charles I, okay? 1649. See? Oh my gosh. I forgot to talk about the social contract. I'll go back to it because it's really important. How could I have done that? Sheesh, man. Okay, but look. John Locke also experiences the English Civil War. He's alive when Charles I gets his head chopped off in 1649, but he's younger. He's a kid, all right? He's not quite as, I don't know, jaded, I guess, by it, okay? He has a much more positive view about people than Thomas Hobbes. But I gotta go back to Thomas Hobbes. Seriously, I can't believe I forgot this. This is huge. Thomas Hobbes also talks about something called the social contract. Others, some of our French philosophers are going to do that too. Jean-Jacques Rousseau actually has a book called The Social Contract because they agree with it. The social contract is this idea that, I'm sorry, I started looking at Thomas Hobbes and I was thinking about the Quaker oat guy and my brain just left. Social contract. Okay, so the social contract is this idea that actually the government only exists because you allow them to exist. Just think for a second. Thomas Hobbes says, if you don't want the government to exist, it can't. It can't. You, the people, have to stop with all your selfishness and allow the government to do things, but they can't do it. For example, in the classroom, I am your king. And I don't mean when we role play, because I know I'm always your king when we role play, but I mean like I'm your king the way we're set up. You are the people, I am the king. The principals are the emperors, and the superintendent of school is the pope. Yeah, I've used this analogy before. Well, as the king, I can only rule you if you let me. That's the social contract. I can only teach you if you let me. For example, if I walk in the room one day and like one of you is, I don't know, got your music on, you know, like you're dancing. Some of you ladies are over here in the corner and you're all doing your hair and your makeup and you're not paying any attention. Yeah. Somebody's like hanging from the ceiling rafters. I don't know. Some of you guys are playing soccer in the middle of my big open V. Yeah. I don't know, 25 of you are all on your phones. Some of you are watching videos, so there's just like noise everywhere. Some of you are going through my desk. It's just chaos. If I walk in and it's like that, and I say, whoa, what is going on? Sit down, turn off your phones, get out, put your ball up, get off the roof, let's go. And you just look at me and, and you just keep going. Can I teach? Can I? There's one of me, guys. There's 35 of you often in my room. 130-ish. If all of you decide at the same time, we ain't gonna let her teach, can I? Now, okay, there's consequences to things. If you don't stop, if you don't put your phone up, if you don't get the soccer ball put up, if you don't get out of the, I don't know, the ceiling rafters, I am calling the principal. I am emailing all of your parents. And don't think I won't do it in front of you. There are always consequences. But do you see what he's saying? The leader can only do his or her job if you, the people, allow them to. You have to give up some of your basic rights. Oh, God forbid. You have to give up some of your basic rights in order for the government to exist. Now, listen, I know it's cool as a teenager to be like, government sucks, anarchy's cool. Yeah, let's see how long that works. You've all seen The Purge. That would be The Purge 24/7 with anarchy. You're like, cool. Is it cool when you become the one purged? Is it cool when your dog becomes the one purged? Is it cool when your grandma becomes the one purged? Or your mommy or your baby brother? Guys, if there's total anarchy and there's no government at all Hades breaks loose. I know it's cool to gripe about the government. I know it's cool to be like, I don't want any laws. I mean, we did that in the 90s when I was a teenager. I know it's cool, but it's not. And the social contract says you have to give up some of your rights, some of your freedoms, in order for the government to do its job. You have to give up your right to listen to your music as loud as you want when you're in class. Why? Well, John Locke answers that question. But just wait, I'll get there. According to him, you have to give that up because if you don't, I can't teach. If you're sitting there at your desk and your music's like boom, 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 yeah, I can't teach. Why? Well, partially because I get distracted so easily. You know, if there's music going on, I'm gonna be like, I can't teach. If you guys are playing soccer in the middle of my room, you know, I love soccer. I'm a soccer girl. Don't talk to me about Ronaldo. Gross. I'm gonna want to play with you guys. If you guys are, I don't know, doing your hair and makeup, oh, I love makeup. It's fun. I'm gonna want to do it too. Guys, you have to give up. Oh yeah, and if you're hanging from the rafters, well, that just looks like fun. I won't be able to pay attention to anything else except that. You have to give up some of your rights in order to let me, the government, do my job, which is teach. According to him, the government is to keep you in line. Because if you're not kept in line, we're going to have all Hades break loose. We're going to have another civil war. We're going to have, oh my gosh, chaos everywhere. I know most of my kids don't like Thomas Hobbes. They're like, ugh, stupid old man. But is he right about the social contract? You don't have to like everything that somebody says. You don't have to. But is he right about the social contract? I can't teach if you don't let me. The government can't protect if you don't let it. Did I say control? Because there's somebody else, John Locke. Okay, guys, look. Like I said, he witnessed the English Civil War also, but he was younger, so again, maybe not as jaded, maybe not as negative about people. Look at his name. Locke. It's such an easy name to spell, and honestly, this is one of the most misspelled on this quiz, because you know all these people are on this quiz, because I'm a witch. This is the most misspelled because they leave off the E. Locke. Okay. John Locke says, ooh, Thomas Hobbes, John Locke. I respect you and all, but I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree. The government's job is not to keep us in line. The government's job is to protect her people. And if a government's laws aren't protecting her people, then her people have the God-given right to overthrow that government. John Locke is one of the philosophers who justifies America revolting against England. Now, look. Did he see the American Revolution? No. You better know that date. 1775. I know what you all just did. 1776. It starts in 1775. Declaration of Independence is 1776. Okay, that being said, he did not witness it. But once we start revolting and everybody's like, oh, America, why are you doing this? John Locke said we could. Because England, we looked at your laws, and your laws aren't protecting the colonists. According to him, the purpose of government shouldn't be to keep you in line. The purpose of government should be to protect you. And he says, if you look at the majority of your laws, and they are not there to protect a certain group of people, that government should be overthrown. Them's rebellious words there. Okay, listen. For example, again, I know that there are laws that you guys hate. Hello, me too. Like speed limits, school zones. Gross. When I'm in a school zone, honestly, I feel like I can get out and walk faster. It's like all of a sudden I've been going 40 or whatever the speed limit is, and then I have to slow down to 20? God, so annoying. Guys, is that law there to just control you? Or is that law there to keep my niece and nephew, my best friend's kids, safe? Your brothers and sisters. If you're speeding through a school zone and you hit a kid or an adult, I don't care who you hit, dude, those laws are there to protect you. They're freaking annoying. I know. It's there to protect you. Cell phones while you're driving. No, I got this. I can do both. It's there to protect you. Yes, you. Not just the person that you're going to kill when you hit him with your car. You. Because you're going to go to jail for manslaughter. It protects your family. Now, that goes all the way down to any law, school laws, parents' laws. You have a curfew because your parents want to protect you. You're like, nah, because they're bad. They want to protect you. They do. School laws. Now, okay, you and I both know that there are some laws or rules that are just stupid. I get it, okay? I don't really know why seeing a shoulder is so scandalous either in the dress code, okay? But laws are there to protect you. Rules are there to protect you. They should be, according to John Locke. And again, this is important. He says if that is not what's happening in your government, you have the right to overthrow it. Whoa. He also says, Thomas Hobbes, I actually do agree with you that human beings are naturally selfish and evil and bad, wicked, all kinds of things, right? Because the Bible tells me so. The Bible says that we are born in sin. Got it. However, according to John Locke, yes, we start out evil, selfish, wicked, but we can improve ourselves. We can improve ourselves by our parents teaching us right and wrong, or we can improve ourselves by the church teaching us right and wrong, the Bible, or we can improve ourselves by being educated. And see, he says when you improve yourself, you know how to treat people. Being a teacher as long as I have, I'm almost at 20 years. I've taught every type of kid. I've taught the lowest, I've taught the meanest, I've taught y'all, the highest. I mean, I've taught them all. And there's something interesting. Educated people tend to treat each other better. They do. See, John Locke says when we better ourselves, again, either from our parents teaching us, or religion, or from just straight up education, then we know how to act. And because we do that now in the world, people deserve natural rights. Okay, when you were in the 8th grade, you called these inalienable rights. But this is world history, England, okay? Natural rights. There's also not 3 of them, there's 4 of them. Why does America drop property? I don't know. I know world history, not American history. I don't know. Okay, so natural rights: life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness. Okay, do you believe that people have the right to life, to live? I know what you all did, even though I'm on video. Yeah, okay. Do you believe that people have the right to liberty? That means basic freedoms. I know what you did because you're American. You just went, yeah, that's the most important. Do people have the right to their own property? Yeah. Do people have the right to pursue that which makes them happy? Yeah, right? It makes me happy to kidnap little kids and chop them into little pieces. No, 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 no. It makes me happy to walk up and down the hall of the school and just punch people. Yeah. No, no. That's not what John Locke's saying. It makes me happy to walk past people's phones and steal them. Yeah. No, no. That's not what John Locke says. John Locke says you have the right to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness until. Guys, it drives me insane. And I hear it every year. When I hear kids or adults on social media, well, it's my right to blah, 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 blah. You have the right to do any of those 4 things until, according to John Locke, what you're doing takes away someone else's natural rights. When you enjoy, I don't know, punching people in the face, it doesn't really make me happy to be punched in the face. My body is also my property. And if you punch me hard enough in the face, you could kill me. You just destroyed 3 of my rights right there. It doesn't make me happy. Right of happiness. Yeah? Oh, my body is my property. You just took away my right to property. And if you kill me, you took away my right to life. Guys, you do not have the right to do whatever you want. You have the right to do things until what you're doing infringes on someone else's rights. John Locke says, if you're going to take away someone else's rights by being a jerk, then your rights should be taken. Well, we call that prison. When you're put in prison, is your right to liberty taken? Is your right to pursue that which makes you happy taken? Probably. Is your right to property taken? Especially if your body is also considered property. What about death row life? Could your life be taken? Yeah. Guys, John Locke says, countries, kingdoms should give you those 4 natural rights. But see, it's only going to work if people are educated enough to know when their rights are infringing on someone else's. You know what I hear over and over and over and over again in class? Miss, it's my right to be on my phone. No, it's not. But it's your property. But it's your, right? It's your pursuit of happiness. right? What about the person next to you? What about the person next to you? Who your light or your video? What the heck is that? I just clicked a video. All right. Or your game is distracting them. Because you know, my lights are always off. Even when you have your phone on the lowest light setting, when my lights are always off, your phone light, and I see people around you. You think you're hiding it from me because you're all down here and you're like, you look like this. Because that doesn't look weird. Or you look like this. Because that's normal. Or you sit with it behind the lip of the chair in front of you and you lean all the way forward. And you don't look at me, you look down. Because that's normal. Guys, listen. Everybody else around you sees your phone. And everybody else around you also has the right to life, liberty, property, and pursuit of happiness. And when you take away their right to education, to pass the AP test, to pursue that which makes them happy, well, you do not have that right. Guys, John Locke is not saying we can do whatever we want, and if we don't like it, let's just overthrow the government. No. He says you have 4 very specific rights, and you have to be educated enough to understand how it works. And government should protect you with their laws. But see, if you just don't like one law, it doesn't mean the government is bad. You have to look at the majority of the laws. And if the majority of the laws aren't protecting a group of people, then overthrow it. Not me. I'm trying to think of a law. The Supreme Court just now this week came down, and you'll see what I'm doing all these now. It's in June, guys, of 2020. They just now, what is it they declared? Oh yeah. People can't be fired from jobs, okay? If they are homosexual or transgender or whatever. That falls under the Civil Rights Act. That doesn't affect me personally, guys. It doesn't affect me. However, does that law protect a certain group of people? Because even if it doesn't protect you, but it protects a group of people that isn't you, that's still a law that legally, according to John Locke, they're trying to protect. They're not trying to control. There's a difference in control and protect. Hey, Jack, come here. I'm going to use Jack as an example if he'll come in. And he won't. Of course he won't. I'm going to get me a dog because I'm going to show you this. Let me hit pause, and then we're done. Look who I got. Okay, well, Jack wouldn't come, but Sophie did. I swear my parents' dogs are in my videos more than my dogs are. Okay, look. There's a difference in control and protect, okay? If I am controlling where little Sophie sits, I am sit here. I love you, baby. Do you see that? But if I'm protecting her, because there's a spider down there. Oh, sweet baby. No, don't go down there. Oh no, she knows not to now. Come on. Oh, sweet baby. Do you see the difference? Protection. Hey, gorgeous. Protection. It's like a parent taking care of their kid. or me taking care of my kid, or my whatever Sophie is to me. Control is I need power. I need to be in charge. There is a difference. Yeah? Controlling a child crossing the street is grabbing a hold of that hand and making them follow you. Whereas protection is maybe guiding them, holding their back, maybe guiding them across the street. There is a difference. John Locke says the government should not control like an absolute ruler who only does what his own selfish desires want. The government should protect as if the king was a father to his children. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right. We have two more philosophers from England next.